All right, guys. Are you guys ready to do a podcast?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
We're clean on this show.
Tone would love to have me, but
Are we
Gumball.
locked to, are we locked to be on the show?
You know what? And I'm gonna
You
double
suck.
down. You would love to have me too, Ball.
How deep are you? You know what I'm saying? Like how deep can you go?
yo.
All right, bro.
Hey, yo, James, don't call him directly because he might cut you out. Call me first and I'll transfer you.
What does that mean? Whoa! Yeah, he started jumping on it. Well, I hope you all enjoyed that intro because I'm not playing it anymore. It's every time I play it, the computer just crashes. I don't know what happens. Anyways, let's get back to being positive. Welcome in to Gumball Sports Machine, your favorite podcast. This is the show in which we love, we laugh, we hug, we cry, we smile, and most importantly, we are positive. And as always, I'm not up on my own. I'm not the only guest that this shit provides. I am here with my dog, my boy, David Largo, aka co-host. D-Lo has arrived. D-Lo, don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like that.
I'm just saying, like, what? What's going on with this intro?
I don't know. Every time I play it, it just crashes. The computer just crashes. I don't know what
How
happens.
many times? What do you mean? You
Too
talk
many.
about every? You talk about every time?
Every time.
You talk about every time?
Every time.
Every time.
I feel like is there? Am I missing something here? Is there something you're putting down that I'm not picking up?
You mean every time? Just so we're clear, every time.
I don't. I'm a little lost. Okay. All right. You ready to move on? Let's. You know what? That's a good
Yeah.
idea. Let's go ahead and move on.
Yeah.
And of course, we got the OG. We got my dog, my boy, my uncle, my OG, my dog. And I think I've said that a couple times already. We got the generalizer. We got Triple OG. Tone has arrived and is in the building.
GSM.
What's going on, fellas?
Hi, how are you doing, brother?
Better than the intro.
Apparently. And I
Yeah,
I think there's a lot of people doing better than that damn intro at this very moment. So,
And I mean, you kind of did it again when I was repeating that every statement when you said my OG, my dog, my OG. You like to repeat
I do.
things just a little bit.
I do. Oh.
That's what I was getting at.
Really? Really?
Oh,
So
yeah.
you're just a funny guy here today, huh?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they call me comedian low.
Oh, yeah. You know, a little Richard Pryor today here. That's how you feeling? Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah. Not so funny anymore, is it?
Mhm.
Anyways.
Moving on.
Hey man, how you guys doing, man? How's I usually we usually talk about sports. How's the week, man? It's Friday, you know?
Yeah, man.
Well, we're going clubbing after this or what?
No. Yeah. See, me and Tone, we're old men, and we like to go to bed.
Yeah.
So no clubbing. No, that ain't
That's
happening.
unfortunate to hear. That is a little unfortunate to hear. Okay, jumpy houses, maybe little Jump Street after this, or little Sky Zone.
Hey, love me some Jump Street. Go play dodgeball.
No, wait, dodgeball. If I'm going to Jump Street, I'm dunking on every little kid that's in there.
Slick City one too. Y'all ever been to Slick City?
Oh, I've not been to Slick City. Is that one we need to visit?
Hendrix and I went, had a ball. I ain't gonna lie, there was like 3 other families, and it looked like all of the parents were having more fun than the kids.
Did you dunk on all of them, including the kids?
Hendrix and I was like the only ones that went to the basketball courts, but it's basically just a bunch of big slides.
Was it was it one of those things? Was it basketball? No, okay, my bad. I'm sorry. What am I doing? Okay.
What a way to start out the show. What a way to start.
Anyways.
On to some interesting. I got new nicknames for you guys.
Okay. Here we go.
Ooh, here we go.
Self the generalizer.
Yep.
Okay.
You guys can guess who this one's for. Flip, say less.
Flip, say less. Okay. Well, I have a couple ideas. Okay. The flip part, you kind of lost me.
Yeah. I have no idea.
The say less part, there's a lot of people that tell me to shut up. So I mean, maybe say less could go to me. But
I kind of played on words because we have a hater amongst us, and I feel like
we do.
Bayless is like he used to be like the number one hater on TV.
Yeah,
I feel like we have a number one hater amongst us. So I try to make a play on his name. Flip, say less.
Yeah, that's me for sure.
Oh,
that's me for sure.
Oh, I like it. I like it. Okay, so D-Lo, aka Flip, say less. D-Lo, how do you feel about it?
Hey, I'm very appreciative of that because I am GSM's biggest hater.
Yeah, and you are also GSM's only
Yeah. Yes, I am the only person of non-color.
Okay, well, you said it, not me. Okay, that's all right. Wow, D-Lo, you want to always bring race into it, don't you? My bad.
What were you gonna say?
I have glasses like Tone.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, Tone. So D-Lo, Flip, say less. I like it.
This one's kind of obvious, but it's Mr. Gumo.
Mr. Okay. Hold on. Is it because I know everything?
There you go.
But he doesn't, though. I mean, he really doesn't.
What? It's the fact that
it should be Mr. You don't know Gumo.
No. You said it already. It's too late. You said it already.
That's what it should be. Remember when we were talking about the Cardinals making the playoffs?
No, I don't remember that.
Well, don't you feel like it works better when somebody thinks they know everything and they get it wrong and their name goes like
real? Yeah, I kind of like that. Yeah.
I'm not saying any names, But that,
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying?
Yep, I'm vibing with that.
Mr. Guma.
You know what? I'll take it because it sounds smart, sounds intelligent. You know what I mean?
Damn, my sign just fell. I don't think that's a
Good.
good sign.
It's okay. You
Hey,
ain't got to. You
man.
ain't got to leave it. You don't. You don't
Well,
got to get it. Come on, Tom. We're busy
shout out to the generalizer for
the new
creating some new
nicknames.
nicknames for
Hold
the
on.
pod.
Hold on. Is it just us three or is it Kyson and Kevin too?
Well, you already got the brains of the operation. I guess I could capitalize on that.
Okay.
And I'm working on twins. I want that one to be interesting. So that one didn't populate yet. So
We
I'm
talk
working
about
on
the brains of the operation. We should just call him Mr. No Show. Because where is that guy at?
It's a good point.
Where is that guy at?
That's a great point, actually.
You know what? Shout out to Kev. We love you, but
No.
man's been
Shout out to Kev. Also, I'm going to give him some news that he's going to be very upset with because I'm not going to be able to make the game tomorrow. So he's going to be very upset with me. Yeah.
He's about to
A
leave
little
the
awkward.
all right, Kev. You're watching it live.
He's about to leave the comment.
Oh wait. Oh, he's probably watching that. Yeah, that's
Yeah, that's awkward.
Anywho. Okay, fellas. Let's talk sports. Okay, let's talk sports. Let's start with the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl, we have two first-time quarterbacks in the Super Bowl: the Seahawks and the Patriots. Drake Maye versus Sam Darnold. Now there's some different storylines that we could attack here, fellas. The one I want to attack first is, as again, going into a first-time Super Bowl for both of these guys. There's not much to lose or not much to gain, but there is something to gain and there is something to lose. Who has more to gain in terms of the Super Bowl? And so when you talk about Drake Maye and Sam Darnold obviously had a rough start to his career. He was labeled a bust a lot of the times, me included. In that conversation, I definitely thought he was a bust. He has yet turned his career around and is now in the Super Bowl, obviously leading the best team in the NFC to, again, another possible Super Bowl ring. And then you have Drake Maye, a second-year quarterback, a guy with a lot of upside, the third overall pick in the 2024 draft. And he has a lot to gain, but we understand that he has a bright future. So, D'Lo, when you look at these two quarterbacks and their journeys to get to this Super Bowl, who has more to gain from a Super Bowl win between these two guys?
I kind of think it's Drake Maye. And I think all of the questions about Sam Darnold have been answered already because after last year, myself included, we thought that, oh, maybe Sam can just be like a regular season QB and that's really it. And then this playoffs, he's showed you differently. I mean, he's been great for them. And so I feel like he really doesn't have anything to lose at this point. Um, Now, obviously, he gains quite a bit for being a now Super Bowl champion if they win. But I feel like what's there has already been proven. The Jets are a really sorry franchise, and really that's about it. I feel like that's just a lesson we've learned today. Well, not today. We've kind of known, but I think for Drake Maye, Super Bowl in year two, he'd be probably considered the guy from the draft class if he does, because obviously there are questions that are still out. Is it Jaden? Is it Caleb? Is it Drake? There's all of these guys in this conversation, and they've all played really well. And so I think for him, it would kind of solidify him as I'm that top guy. I'm the number one that should have been taken first. So I'm gonna go with Drake and May.
This is your quarterback. This is your young guy. This is the guy following Tom Brady, a guy who obviously won 6 championships with this franchise. When you look at the upside that this guy has, and then you look at what Sam Darnold has done to revive his career, both in Minnesota and in Seattle, obviously with the Seahawks, who has more to gain between Drake Maye and Sam Darnold?
Although I agree with a lot of what Lo stated, I think I'm going to lean the other way. I believe Sam Darnold almost puts himself in a category with the guys below Patty. if he happens to win this. Yeah, 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 Lo. I truly believe that. He's been really consistent, and I know that they have a top what 5 defense, but he's played like you said. He's played really well. What the past 3 seasons, maybe even 4. And so I believe that if he happens to play well and win this game, he can put himself amongst those top tier quarterbacks and be stamped there. It's no longer a question. Whereas Drake May had a heck of a year, but it's only his second year. And you really don't get to learn a quarterback until like their third or fourth year. You get to learn their habits, and that's when defenses start to kind of pick them apart. And I do, like you said, he's my quarterback. I appreciate what he's accomplished, and he's in the MVP conversation. A lot of people believe that Stafford is going to win it, but just him being in the conversation is a heck of an accomplishment. I think that he's kind of reached his peak for the season. Like, even if he wins this, he's not going to be in a circle amongst, top tier quarterbacks yet. He's just not going to be there. I don't think so. It's a heck of an accomplishment. I mean, you hear the, I don't want to say hate, but you hear the criticism from the media saying that it's most likely our defense that has gotten us where we are. Drake has had some moments throughout the season and maybe won us, 2 or 3 games, but it's pretty much been coaching in the defense that has gotten us as far as we've gotten. So I don't think Drake actually gets his name mentioned in those circles like Sam would.
And this might sound crazy. I think Drake May is in a win-win situation. If he wins the Super Bowl, he of course he's not the best quarterback in the AFC if he wins it, but he is. Oh my God, this is the guy following Tom Brady. We're getting to the promised land again. We should expect this every single year, which could be a loss in some terms because that's a lot of pressure to be followed up upon. But I believe he's in a win-win situation. So the quarterback that has more to gain from a Super Bowl win is Sam Darnold, because when you look at that 2018 draft, you look at Josh Allen, and you look at Baker Mayfield, and you look at Lamar Jackson. All those guys 2 years ago would say are miles beyond Sam Darnold. And now you look at Sam Darnold, he's the only one out of all those guys to even get to the Super Bowl. When all those memes were going around saying that he sees ghosts, and he said that when he was playing against the Patriots, funny enough, but he sees ghosts, and he's playing in New York with the Jets. So D-Lo, you mentioned, is a horrible franchise, so it makes sense why he had a lack of success there. Sam Darnold could jump each and every single one of those quarterbacks in terms of career paths. And I know Josh Allen is an MVP. I know Lamar Jackson is a 2-time MVP. MVPs don't make you legends. There are a lot of MVPs that aren't considered the greatest at their position. I'm not saying Sam Darnold will be the greatest at his position if he wins a Super Bowl, but he will have one thing that those other top tier guys don't have: a Super Bowl ring. He already has it right now in a Super Bowl appearance. But to get a Super Bowl championship on top of that, just to shut up all the doubters, all the people. Again, I was in that group. I was in those people that were saying Sam Darnold is a bust. Sam Darnold is no good. Sam Darnold is this. Sam Darnold is that. But for him to go win a championship after going through all that, after going what he went through with the Jets, and going what he went through with the Carolina Panthers and with the San Francisco 49ers. And I think San Francisco is really kind of where he revived his career. He didn't play. He backed up Brock Purdy, but after he went from San Francisco, he went to Minnesota. He went 14-3 with them. And Minnesota, now, I don't know what caused them to think that they have J.J. McCarthy and this guy is going to be their franchise guy, but they chose J.J. McCarthy over Sam Darnold. And look where that's got him now. So Sam Darnold, I think, absolutely has more to gain from this Super Bowl championship than Drake May, just because Drake May is so young and he has already lived up to the expectation that he set coming into the league. And so the only downside I would say to Drake May getting to the Super Bowl is now the expectation of, now we've seen you get to the Super Bowl. The expectation now is for you to get to the Super Bowl. And that's going to be tough because next year Lamar is going to be back and Josh Allen is going to be back. Patrick Mahomes should be back. Trevor Lawrence and the Jags aren't going anywhere. Like Joe Burrow and the Bengals. The AFC is very, very good. Very, very good. And don't sleep on those Tennessee Titans. Not now, not next year, but in the next few years, that's going to be another dangerous team. In that same division, the Houston Texans, everybody in the AFC, for the most part, aside from maybe the Jets, are getting better.
Bo
And so
Nix and the Broncos.
It's to get there. The Denver Broncos. Now, that would apparently Bo Nix and Sean Payton don't like each other, and they're beefing and they're saying dumb stuff. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but Sean Payton is being Sean Payton. So, in terms of more to gain, I think it's absolutely Sam Darnold. Now, the other question is who has more to lose in the Super Bowl? I think, again, I don't think either guy really has anything to lose. But if you look at both of their situations, D'Lo, who has more to lose? So, say Sam Darnold goes out there and puts up a stinker. Is everybody going to look at him like, oh, he's a Sam Darnold we thought he was? He's the Sam Darnold, of the Jets, of the Panthers, and or is he still going to get the credit and the recognition for actually getting his team to the Super Bowl?
I kind of think it is Sam Darnold here who has more to lose. Simply just because I don't know how much you can really improve the Seahawks roster to make them get over the hump. I mean, the defense is already spectacular. They have the weapons. Obviously, they have JSN and they have Kenneth Walker in the backfield. You really missed Zach Charbonnet. Really hoped that he would be able to go. But, they're putting their trust in the rookie. And so hopefully he can sort of produce the same number of results. And then obviously the line is a pretty good unit. So it's just, you're sitting here wondering where they could even improve. And obviously there probably are improvements to be made. But when you compare that to New England, where especially on the offensive side of the ball, they could make so many upgrades that I feel like they could only get better. Whereas if you're the Seahawks, you potentially get worse or you stay stagnant and you are, relatively the same level. And so in that regard, I just feel like if Sam Darnold doesn't take the most of the opportunity now, there might not be another chance because obviously there are going to be NFC teams that are going to get, better as the season rolls on. The Niners, for example, love to bring up my team. We're going to get healthy and we're going to get hurt again, obviously, but we'll be healthy to start the year, right? I think the Rams, they run it back with Matthew Stafford. I know there were questions coming into this season on, should he be traded or not? And they decided to keep him and look at where they got, right? I think they upgrade and bolster the secondary in particular, and they get better there, and then they run it back. Carolina, I think, can go out and make some upgrades. So there's just a bunch of teams that I think have the potential to get better. And so I think that this right now is Sam Darnold's most to lose.
Tone, when you look at these two quarterbacks, again, both of them have played some excellent football up to this point, for the most part. Does either one of them have anything to lose in this game? You look at any one of them as like they need this Super Bowl or else? Like, do any one of them? Again, who has the most pressure and who has the most to lose?
I don't think either one of them has much to lose, but I will say I feel as though Sam Darnold has built himself up to be again in that conversation. And if he throws up a stinker, like if he doesn't play well and they lose, then yeah, people are going to look at him in that light that he was once in, or that darkness, we could almost say, that he was once in. And we've all seen the peaks and valleys that Drake Maye has been through this season. He's had some mediocre games, some questionable games, and the defense has held it down for him. So
playoffs.
You okay?
My bad. Yeah, I'm getting a drink. Don't worry.
I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Let's not talk. You know what I'm saying?
My bad.
No, man.
I'm good.
About people's teams, but But yeah, I don't think Drake. Yeah, I don't like again, like even if he wins the championship, I don't know if Drake's name gets put into a circle. So if he loses, like you said, it's a second year. The only thing is there'll be expectations for seasons to come. But I don't think he loses much. But he's gonna win, so it'll be okay.
Sorry, that was
Damn, now you thirsty.
Yeah, you need
my
a
bad.
drink,
There you
Jamal?
go.
What's going around?
My bad. You know what? Let me take a
Yeah,
swig.
stay
Let me take a
hydrated.
swig. You know what I mean?
Hey man, Drake, I'm sure you watching this. You got nothing else to do, so you watching us. Hold it down, man. Hold it down next Sunday, man.
Yeah, you know, ain't nothing wrong with holding down the L.
Oh,
We'll choose. We'll pick the winner of that game next week. So we don't want to get too far into that. But
you guys already picked. We didn't forget.
see, there you go. Now are you assuming my pick?
No. You picked already 2 weeks ago. You
Did
said whoever won in that division was going to win the championship.
That is true.
He
All
did.
of our viewers will remember.
That is true. See, why are you calling me out? That's not nice, Tom.
What's my pick?
You snitching.
Oh, we know.
What's my pick?
You are not. Well, that is questionable because
The 49ers are not playing in the Super Bowl, David Largo.
Well, but hold on, we do have that picture of you. Should I show the
That is
fans?
true.
No,
I do
we do
remember that,
not
too. I
have
do
that
remember that.
picture. We do. Moving on.
You know
Go
what?
ahead, make your point, Jamal.
Before the end of this show, I will find that picture and
No,
we'll
you
show
will
it.
not.
Okay. This discussion, but neither quarterback really has much to lose. But when you talk about who has more to lose, I really don't even think it's close. And I think the answer is Drake Maye. Because when you look at Drake Maye and what he has to go up against, the AFC, like I just said, is loaded. This year, Drake Maye didn't have to go through Patrick Mahomes or Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen or Joe Burrow. He didn't have to go through any of those guys. And if we think those guys aren't going to be back in the playoffs next year, I think you're sadly mistaken.
I don't know about Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow be back. Joe Burrow will be back.
Josh Allen wasn't in the playoffs?
Huh?
Josh
He didn't have to beat him.
That's not our problem.
I'm just saying. This year,
I'm glad you have faith.
You gotta win. You gotta win if you want them to go through. You lose.
That's a good point. But again, if he sees him next year, it might be a different story because Josh Allen is going to be back. Like I said, Lamar's going to be back. All these guys are going to be back with a different culture, a different mindset, and hungrier than ever because they all missed the playoffs, aside from Josh Allen.
Except the Bengals.
The Bengals will be back.
They're going to stay in mediocrity.
Watch what I tell you because they're going to be better than the Steelers. I'll say that much.
Well, yeah, that won't be a hard feat.
And they'll make the wild card because the Ravens win that division next year. Say that
Quick
much.
question. Is the post that Kev shared with us correct that Seattle has $77 million for their cap?
They're gonna have a lot.
I'm like,
Let me look while Jamal continues to talk.
they have some moves that they can make then if they got that much capital.
And to that point, Seattle, I think, could be right back in this position a year from now. They're not going anywhere. There are going to be a lot of teams in the NFC that are going to be good. Of course, you still have the other teams in the NFC West, aside from that one team that we don't like to talk about, that we don't talk about. But when you talk about the 49ers and you talk about the Rams, they're going to be back in the playoffs next year. Those are two very, very, very good football teams. The Carolina Panthers are getting better. D'Lo mentioned them. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are getting better. The Green Bay Packers, the Chicago Bears, the Lions are going to be better next year. They're going to be back. It's a lot of teams in the NFC that are good. I just think the Seahawks are the best. And they could easily be back in this position a year from now today. And so I think that's why Drake Maye has a lot more to lose than Sam Darnold. Because it's going to be a lot harder for him to get back to this position in order to go win a Super Bowl than it will be for Sam Darnold because of the team that has been put around him. That New England Patriots team is very, very good. It's very, very good. they haven't had to play the level of competition the Seahawks have had to play this year, being in the NFC West and playing everybody they had. I mean, they had to go through the toughest teams in the NFC, aside from the San Francisco 49ers, who, had, they pulled out guys from the crowd to come play for them.
I did.
But
And we still
in the
beat the
Rams,
sorry Eagles.
that is a very good point. Now,
Man.
Eagles are another team, but I think the Seahawks are the best team going next year.
The Eagles are going to get worse.
Who's going to get worse?
The Eagles.
Oh yeah, they might get worse. AJ Brown might be up out of there, but
Might.
I love to see that. It's
Might.
See,
white and blue.
you just
He's
got
out of
Stephon
it.
Diggs.
Hey, we got 33 mil too, Cap. We got
See,
Cap.
there you go. See, there you go.
I also just
bruh.
looked. That is right. About 75 mil in cap space.
Why? Why is that a thing? Why is that a thing?
No.
Yeah, Seahawks are gonna get better. But hold on. Don't forget though, this is I believe the toughest defensive run that we've had to go through. Like the Patriots have played the top defenses in the league in like the past 30 or 40 years. No team has faced this many top tier defenses in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But
I don't know
nobody's
how
also.
true that is, but I'll agree with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna trust you, Tom. I'm gonna trust you on that, Tom, because I don't have the evidence to back.
I don't have
any
evidence
argument
of that.
But what I will say
Is that based on statistics? Is that what that is, or
what I will say is nobody else also didn't have to play Josh Allen or any other good quarterback. You want me to run you through the list of real quick.
I understand. I get it. The quarterbacks that we faced were not any of that circle until maybe Sam Darnold. But the defenses, that's why I specifically said defensive. We faced some of the best defensive teams that any team has seen in a run in the playoffs. Like it's the Texans.
and Drake May's been pretty bad.
But our defense has held it down.
The defense
They're
has
dead.
definitely held it down.
They're dead.
I will say that. When you play, CJ Stroud, who turned the ball over 4 times in the first half. When you play Justin
7 times
Herbert,
total.
7 times total. When you play Justin Herbert, who had a broken hand. When you
Did
play
Josh Allen not turn the football over?
Huh?
Did Josh Allen turn the football over?
Josh Allen also scored 30 points.
Not against a top tier defense.
Oh, Denver?
We do okay, but they didn't play in the snow. We played in the snow.
No, sorry, Bob. You cannot take that one back, brother. I'm not letting you get away with that one. I'm not letting you get away with that one.
I believe Drake would have got up 21 if it wasn't snowing out there, man.
Well, I don't know. That's a good defense, boy. That's a good defense.
It's a great question.
Our defense looked better.
Yeah. Well, you also were playing against Jared Stidham, a guy who has not played a snap the entire season going into that game. It's okay though. You know what? You play who you play, and you win games, and you get to the Super Bowl. So
Shout out to Jared Stidham playing better than Drake May.
Okay. Well, I don't know, but I don't know.
Patriot. Sometimes you look out for the guys, man.
See, there you go. See that? Oh, that's another cheating scandal. There you go. That's why your boy ain't get in on the first ballot.
They say if you ain't cheating, you ain't playing to win, man.
That's the Patriot way.
I would know.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. All right. I saw this the other day. Don't do that again while I'm talking. I'm just kidding. Bless you.
Yeah, shut up. Yeah, you disrespectful. See,
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
that's so rude. And talk about a show where we're positive and we're don't ever do that again.
I'm sorry. That was
that was rude. Yeah, that was very rude.
Shut up before I kiss you. Anyways. Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I guess that's shows.
Man just shared his flu and you want to kiss him. It's crazy.
Hey, listen. I try to help my brothers out.
Bro, a man can't have no allergies. It gotta be straight to some sickness, huh? That is crazy.
Let's talk about some receivers. I think I saw this might have been the toughest question I have had to answer in a long time. And so I thought I'm gonna make my friends answer the same question, because if I got to go through this question, I'm going to make you guys answer it. I'm not going to go down through this on my own. Are you kidding me? Here's the question. We talk about the top receivers in football and the guys who have absolutely been the guy over the past few years and has now become the guy over this season. And those four guys are Puka Nacua, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Justin Jefferson, and Jamar Chase. I almost forgot the last one. Take those four guys, and one has to go. Which one goes, Tone? As you know, whoever wants to answer first.
That's tough.
Because I saw this like 3 days ago, and I still don't even have a for sure answer. My answer has changed 87 times. So again, if I'm gonna have to go through this, I'm gonna make them go through this.
Might have to make them stand in a circle and spin the bottle. That's tough, especially after this year, because I feel like you might want to say Chase after this year, but I can't. Like, that dude, nice.
Chase was like third in the league in receptions.
That's tough, man.
Chase is also coming off of a triple crown.
Exactly. Yeah. JSN led the league in receiving yards this season. Puka wasn't
right far behind. Yeah,
I think he was second in both catches and yards. We might be here for a while. Because, dog, there's no correct answer.
There's not.
It's all preference.
It is preference based. My preference, I would be cutting Puka. Obviously, Jamar Chase, triple crown. Justin Jefferson has been the most consistent receiver with, mediocre quarterback play for years, from Kirk Cousins, and now he still had 1,000 yards this season with 9. And then obviously his season last year with breakout Sam Darnold. And then JSN has really been here the least amount of time, but I think that he has some of the best wide receiver abilities of the four, and I think that JSN is the best route runner among them. Yeah, I do. I think him and Jettas are really, really close, but I think that JSN might have him beat. Yeah, I think it's Puka.
Oh man, I think I'm also gonna say Puka. Here's why. Puka, I think out of these four, now all four of these gentlemen are all complete wide receivers. But when I'm looking at these four guys, the least complete of the four, I think, is Puka Nacua. Here's why. Puka Nacua, I think, has the best hands out of all four of them. I think he has the best hands. Oh, yeah, he does. That he made possibly one of the greatest catches I've ever seen this season. I forget it. I think it was against Carolina. I think he has the best hands of the entire of all four of them. But I think he's the least best route runner, and I think he has the least amount of speed out of these four. Now that doesn't make him a non-elite receiver. He still is an elite receiver. But out of these four guys, I think those are the two positions in which he lacks. Comparing his game to these other three gentlemen. Now, Puka is the top 4 receiver in this league, and we're going to talk about where in that top 4 he is here in a few minutes. But in terms of these 4 guys, if one of them had to go, again, I think Jettas. D-Lo, I disagree with you. I think Jettas is the best route runner of all of them. I think Jamar Chase is the most complete. And I think JSN is right behind Chase in terms of the most complete receiver out of the four. So it hurts because I love watching Puka Nacua play football so much. And again, I'm not saying he's trash. I'm just saying he's the least. He's the one I will take out in terms of these four guys. So for me, if one has to go, I'm taking Puka out.
Who do you think out of the four of them, who has the best two quarterbacks?
Ace and Puka.
Jason Puka.
Is hey, shout out
And
to
that's kind
Jettis,
of why
man.
I chose Chase. I think Chase is my favorite out of the four, but that was kind of why I chose him. It's because the other guys kind of had better numbers, and I'm like, he's got one of the better quarterbacks. So if someone's got to prove themselves. It's likely with a lesser quarterback, right?
So you're taking Chase out of the four?
No, I don't know. It's tough. Chase is my favorite out of them, honestly. But I just based off of the numbers and this, what have you done for me lately? I I look at what everyone, he didn't make it to the offs. The other guys had better
Jettis
numbers.
didn't either. Justin Jefferson didn't either, though, man.
But I think the other thing
Yeah.
that we to take into consideration is that second wide receiver. I mean, Jamar Chase is playing with T. Higgins, who
Yeah.
is a top tier two. Um, Puka is playing with Devonte Adams, who isn't his former self, but he is still really, really good.
That's another good point.
What enables them
And
to have that
when you
freedom.
look at the other two, JSN's number two, what you probably say is Cooper Cup, and then Justin Jefferson is Jordan Addison.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, you,
Jordan
you kind
Addison.
of have to take that into account where it's not like those guys are bad, Jordan Addison and Cooper Cup, but they're not taking as much pressure off the main guy as T. Higgins and Devonte Adams. You know what I
That's a
mean?
tough
Yeah.
conversation. I'd love to hear what they had to say about it, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it'd be a good roundtable with those four.
I mean, they
I
all
mean,
wouldn't say it not themselves. I'm just saying.
yeah,
I'm just
facts.
saying.
But the reasons that they select the three may make people sway one way or the
Yeah.
other.
Which
Yeah,
brings me
that's
to my next
tough.
question. Have Puka Nakua and Jackson Smith and Jigba? Because when you look at the top two receivers over the past few years, it's been Jamar Chase, it's been Justin Jefferson. Now, the order in which you want to put them is up to you. But I think around the NFL, not media, but NFL fan base, NFL fans, football fans, I think it's widely known that Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson were the two best wide receivers in the NFL. Because of what JSN and Puka have done, not only in the regular season, but going into the playoffs as well, and how good they've been in the big time moments, have they surpassed Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase as the 1 and 2 receivers in the NFL?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I agree
And
as well.
I I am still a firm believer that Justin Jefferson is still the best wide receiver in the league. I mean, I've said that for years now. Even when Jamar Chase won the Triple Crown last year, I was still confident that I would take Justin Jefferson over Jamar Chase. Mm. I think he is the most complete receiver of the four. JSN is not that far behind though, and neither is Jamar Chase, and neither is Puka Nakua. They're all like right here next to each other. But to me, Jettis just has the combination of everything, and the fact that he is still consistent with quarterbacks in and out. I think that's what makes the difference. Because Jamar Chase, he struggled at times this year. Um, Obviously, when you look at his numbers, it doesn't look like it. But there were games where he would have, you know, 30 yards, two catches, and then there were other games where he'd had to have 10 receptions for 250 yards. So it's just like a point where you didn't know what you were getting with Jamar Chase, whereas with guys like JSN and Puka, they were consistent all year. Uh, and I think Jettis has just been consistent enough throughout his tenure that I would still consider Jettis number one. And then however you want to rank the other guys right behind him, you go for it. You be my guest.
I said it. I said this at the beginning of the year when Puka Nakua was just going absolutely stupid, and he just was getting 8, 9, 10, 11 catches a game. This is tough because when you look at the years that these guys had, I know Justin Jefferson was hurt a lot. He played with a few different quarterbacks, and none of them were necessarily good. And I just, I don't know, man. Give me a second. Give me a second over to think about this real quick. Back to our Drake May and Sam Darnold conversation. I said 10 cent. Isaac 10 cent said Drake May has more to lose and more to gain. Sam Darnold has played well all season and kept the Seahawks dominant all through the playoffs. Drake May has the easy schedule stigma. He also said if he loses the game, then that's what the label would be. If Drake May wins with a good game, it gives him that beat on that label, making him look good as a top quarterback, even with the age. What do you guys think about that? Obviously, Drake, like I said, Drake May, I think is in a win-win situation. I don't think whether he wins or loses this game, I don't think people think of him any differently. If he wins, obviously, he might be put into that top 7 quarterback range. I don't think he's better. I don't think he'll be put in that top 4, top tier quarterback range, but I think he'll definitely be elevated to that maybe A tier, not S tier, but 8 tier range in terms of quarterbacks.
I agree. It's kind of what I said. He kind of broke it down a little bit more, but it's kind of what I said. He's had those ups and downs throughout the season. So if he's capable of beating, 3 defenses and actually having a standout game, yeah, I do believe it. He makes a name for himself. But again, I did pick Sam because I believe that he gets stamped into that circle, whereas Drake doesn't really get stamped into. I don't think he gets stamped into any circles because it's too early in his career. Sam has had enough seasons to where I feel like he gets actually stamped into that circle of quarterbacks that he was drafted with. I mean, like you said, he's made it to a championship, and if he wins one, he's got one more than those other guys who have MVPs. So he's making a name for himself.
What do you think, D'Lo?
I don't think it really clears the allegations, really. And I've been very adamant that I have not been impressed with the Drake May run so far because 2 of the 3 games that he's played, he's looked awful. Now, the stats may mind boggle you, but if you watched that Chargers game, he wasn't great. I mean, he was good with his legs, sure, but when throwing the football, he was very inconsistent. And then you look at the Texans game, and this is one where he played a lot better. And it says that there's that interception on his stat line, but it was 2-second Hail Mary at the end of the half. Like, I'm not counting that against him, but he fumbled a lot. And there were times where they were going 3 and out for like 3 or 4 possessions in a row. And then you go to Denver and you have 86 yards passing. Again, I understand that Drake May made the plays when he had to, but from purely just throwing the football, he hasn't impressed me in the playoffs. And I get that now that they're in the Super Bowl, everyone's talking about how they beat the allegations, but I still don't think that's the case for him specifically. Because I think that the defense has really carried them to where they are. Because their offense has not looked great.
I think Drake May has been a glorified game manager in the playoffs. And that's not a knock. He's done what he's supposed to do for the most part. He scored enough points against the Texans because he took advantage of the 82 turnovers that CJ Stroud had in that game. He went and did the same thing with the Chargers. Chargers came into New England and they handled business. The defense was really, really, really good. Justin Herbert struggled. He did not play well, and Drake Maye went and did what he was supposed to do, put the ball in the end zone once and scored a couple field goals, and they won the football game. And he did the same thing against the Broncos. He did just enough in that game, took advantage of the turnover that Jarrett Stidham had, and went and won the game. Drake Maye has not looked like this top tier, oh my God, this guy is amazing quarterback. He's done what he's supposed to do and has played good complementary football. And I think that's just the note around Drake Maye right now. I think as it should be. But I mean, back to this wide receiver conversation. I think, again, I don't know. I think the top two guys in the league are Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase. I think those are the top two guys. Again, whether you want to put Puka third and JSN fourth, or JSN third or Puka fourth, I think Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase are two of the most complete receivers in the NFL. There's really nothing they can't do. They don't really have any flaws in their game. They just don't have the opportunity to go do it at a high level. Jamar Chase had that opportunity, and he's played pretty well in that opportunity. Justin Jefferson has had that opportunity, and his quarterbacks haven't played very well in that opportunity. So I think those guys, again, are still in the league, and just because they haven't been able to play in the big moment does not mean that they are that they haven't played well or unable to play well in the big moment. So I do think Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson are still the best receivers in the league. Tone, would you agree with that, or do you think Puka and JSN have taken over that 1 and 2 spot in terms of the best wide receivers in the NFL?
Oh, I agree. I told you, Jamar's my favorite.
Yeah.
But AJ will become my favorite if he becomes a Patriot.
How is Stephon Diggs not your favorite? I'm just curious.
LeBron was my favorite player. He wouldn't play for the Celtics.
See, there you go. Yeah, he's the Celtics arch nemesis.
There you go. The arguments I used to get in when we played them in the playoffs. Be like, hey man, Braun is Braun. Yeah, and Braun was indeed a problem. So I thought that was a tough question that I had to go through, and I was gonna drag you guys along with me. Okay, let's move on to some basketball. Okay, we're gonna close out the show with some NBA All-Star Reserve picks. The All-Star Reserves come out on Sunday, so we're going to draft who we think should be in the All-Star game and who also might be those picks in the NBA All-Star Reserve. So that's coming up here in a little bit. But before that, I want to talk about the All-Star game itself. And I want to talk about someone who could possibly help bring the All-Star game intensity back. Dillon Brooks. He's my guy. He's a Phoenix Sun. He scored 40 last night, had a career high against the Detroit Pistons. Now he is playing tonight. I think the Suns are up by a few. He's got 18 and 15 minutes right now.
He's playing some good basketball, fellas. And he's really played at this level the entire season. But the reason I bring Dillon Brooks up is because he has a different type of intensity than a regular NBA player has, I think. And he very well could be an all-star this year. Do I think he will be? I don't think so, unfortunately. But I want to ask you guys, the All-Star game obviously has been horrible over the past few years. And when I say few years, I'm talking about 10, 15 years. And it's been the lack of intensity, lack of effort, lack of competition. And Dillon Brooks brings all three of those things times 10. So, Tone, do you believe if Dillon Brooks were to make this All-Star game, do you think it would be a little bit more competitive just because of the fire and the intensity that Dillon Brooks brings along with them? Because again, in these All-Star games, you see all the time, just guys run by each other for a highlight dunk, or guys pulling up from three wide open. I don't see Dillon Brooks just letting somebody walk by in whatever game it may be, whether it's a preseason game, whether it's a regular season game, a playoff game, or an All-Star game. I don't see Dillon Brooks just letting somebody walk by and going to get a wide open dunk. So, Tone, do you think if Dillon Brooks made the All-Star game, do you think he could bring back the intensity bring back the competition that was the All-Star game in the 2000s and in the 90s?
I'm gonna kill a crowd with a big nah. Unfortunately, this is nothing new, and I know it seems like it's something new because the media portrays it to be, and even some fans they talk as though this is a new day and age. I actually watched Carmelo's podcast the other day, and Carmelo spoke to this. They used to have conversations in the locker room about, hey, we just gonna do us for the first 3 quarters. Fourth quarter, we gonna turn it up. That's just what it was back then. Now, I do agree. Dylan Brooks has a different animal. He brings a different beast to the game. But I think part of it has to be the caliber of player. Like Kobe used to come with that fierceness to the game. I think Anthony Edwards is the guy who we'd have to see do it because people, you could argue, but people say he's the best two guard in the game, which two guards are usually the scorers. Of course, there are scorers at other positions, but two guards are usually the scorers. If AE were to go into the game and say, hey, I want to score 50, you know what I'm saying, from rip, and just that's how he talks too. AE will come out to the game and they'll be interviewing him, and he's like, I want to have 50 tonight. People will be like, what? Hold on, relax. I might want to score 30, and that might bring a little bit more of an animal out of certain people. I will say there's a sleeper that I think is ultra competitive for this as well, and that's Wemby. Wemby does not like Chet at all. And if for some reason we're gonna lay our picks on the table in a minute, but if for some reason this game is international against Americans, if Chet is coming off the bench and we don't have very many bigs starting, if Chet's coming off the bench and Wemby's out there, he's gonna try to dog him. That's personal between those two. And but I kind of agree with you that there needs to be somebody with that competitive intensity. I just don't know if Dylan Brooks has that big of a name, and it's unfortunate because, like you said, he's been having a heck of a season. But if like Kevin Durant is out there, or certain names are out there, they're gonna look at Dylan Brooks and be like, "Man, beat it! You haven't done enough in the league for us to take you serious." And that's unfortunate because he's earned it this year. I jokingly put in the chat that is Dylan Brooks better than Devin Booker, and that's a joke. But I do think, and I wanted to say this earlier, I think we need to have a conversation about the value of two-way players moving forward. Two-way players are making a name for themselves. I just recently heard Richard Jefferson question how valuable Luka Doncic is. And I really think that's a conversation because players like Dylan Brooks are making a name for themselves right now.
D'Lo, what do you think? I like the names that Tone brought up in terms of the All-Star game, but do you think there needs to be a guy that brings the intensity back to the All-Star game? And do you think that there is a guy that could do just that? I brought up Dylan Brooks. Charles Barkley was clamoring for Dylan Brooks to be in the All-Star game. He believes Dylan Brooks deserves to be in the All-Star game this year. But is there a guy that you think could bring back the intensity of the All-Star game?
No, I don't. And I think it's just the fundamental problem of the All-Star game. And I know we've talked about this in the past and I brought it up. Um, there really isn't a time where you could make the All-Star game in the middle of a season where guys will go out and compete because there's just so much that encompasses the game now. You have to think about, hey, if I go 100%, I could get injured here. And I'm not really trying to do that in, an all-star game where it doesn't really matter. This doesn't matter to me whether I win, whether I lose, whether I have good stats. This is just a pickup game really for me. So there's no reason for me to go 100% because there's no incentive to it. And I've talked about how they should just move the all-star game to either, before the season or after the season so that there is more incentive to do it because now you're not going to potentially miss, the rest of the season if you go out for an injury. It's just not going to happen. Um, Bearing some, major catastrophic injury. And so I just don't think that even if they have a guy like Dylan Brooks or a guy like Anthony Edwards or Amen Thompson or any of these guys that you consider to be, these fierce guys, I just don't think that they make a difference because the All-Star game is just not taken seriously as a game for fear of, what you could potentially lose. There's more to lose than there is to gain. And so until that changes, there's never going to be an incentive again to compete in the All-Star game.
Now, when I say this, am I going to sound delusional? Of course I'm going to sound delusional because I try to be a positive person. I try to put a positive spin on these things. The All-Star game is horrid. It's absolutely horrendous. It's not fun to watch. It is, even though I watch it every year and I will probably continue to watch it every single year. But boy, I would love to see Dylan Brooks in the All-Star game. Because Dylan Brooks is one of those guys, and Tone, I'm so glad you brought this up, because once guys look at him and be like, oh, that's just Dylan Brooks. What is he going to do? This is his first time here. He's not an all-star. He thinks he's nice. Dylan Brooks, as soon as he sees people thinking that way, as soon as he sees people thinking, oh, he don't think I belong. SGA don't think I belong. Jokic don't think he think I'm here just BSing. Watch what I tell you. Dylan Brooks will follow him 94 feet. 94 feet, I promise you. 94 feet. And he'll guard him like it is a playoff game. Just because that's the mentality that Dylan Brooks has. Now, is that going to happen? I doubt it. Would that bring the All-Star game back to being competitive and actually fun to watch? I doubt it. One can dream. And I just want something to happen so that the All-Star game can be fun to watch again. Again, I'm going to watch it because I love basketball, and seeing all these guys play on the same team, again, all these elite basketball players play on the same team is fun to watch, whether they're barely playing or not, in my opinion. But man, it would be fun to see Dylan Brooks go out there and just hound SGA in a game that does not matter, or hound Jaylen Brown, or one of these guys that is gonna look down on him almost. And I got Dylan Brooks. He's lucky. He I don't know how he's here. Well, I don't know why he's here, but for Dylan Brooks to go out on that court and say, "Okay, I'm here now. I'm playing 100%." And I think that sort of competition, and I think a guy like Jaylen Brown or Luka would look at him and be like, is he really guarding me 94 feet in the All-Star game? Okay, now watch what I'm going to do to you. I don't know. It's again, maybe I'm dreaming. I probably am dreaming. But to see a guy like that go into a game with that kind of intensity, it would be nice to see in the All-Star game. It'd be refreshing. It'd be a breath of fresh air. And
he would get subbed out, I'll tell you that.
He what?
He would get subbed out immediately.
He would?
With it, like Lo said, there's a culture that they try not to speak to, but players have released tidbits throughout the past couple of years. This is nothing new. If you go watch Allen Iverson and Kobe and Stephon Marbury in the All-Star game, it was the same thing. For 3 quarters, they're throwing alley-oops off the glass. Mutombo's not playing any defense. It was what they did. Dirk is out there joking around. Shaq is at the top of the key dribbling. Like, it was no different. And then the 4th quarter, they turn it up. It's just that the media likes to, and then, of course, we got social media, but the media likes to portray that this is something different than what Jordan did, when it's the same exact thing, And then, you look at Jason Tatum. He leads the All-Star in points. No one talks about it. 55 points. It ain't Mike. It ain't Kobe. It ain't KD. He won All-Star MVP. It's just it's just all offense. It's all offense. And the coaches, they don't stand up and coach the way they do in the regular season. 9 out of 10 times they're sitting down, letting players call calls. And so, it's a whole system that the All-Star game is fit the way it is. I don't. I think they're doing what they can do within that system to make it somewhat competitive. But I think that it's got to be a player like how Kobe tried to challenge LeBron that year. It's got to be like an AE. But again, I think that I personally still think it would be dope if Dylan Brooks got a chance, but he'd have to fit in. You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't be able to do this ultra competitive. I'm gonna lock you up 90. They're gonna sub him out. They're gonna be like, bro, we gotta entertain. That ain't entertaining at this where we're at right now. We don't want to see that level of defense, bro. We want to see Steph and them shooting from half court. That's what we want to see. That's what the people in the stands are paid thousands of dollars to be here to watch.
I don't know. I honestly, I might have to disagree in terms of the subbing out part. I think the crowd would start going crazy if Dylan Brooks, if Dylan Brooks started guarding. I think they'd start going crazy. I think they'd start cheering. I think they'd get excited.
Maybe if it was in Phoenix, but it ain't in Phoenix.
That's true. But
He's not like that big of a name.
Okay.
People wouldn't even know who Dylan Brooks is. They'd be like, yo, who's bro? Why is, you know what I'm saying? Like
even if he wasn't a son, I would just get excited because that's the competitive level that I play at. Like that I love to see.
Do you not remember Giannis jumping over Steph Curry? That's a highlight. When they play the All-Star game, that's one of the highlights that they play. They are not, even if it was Jaylen Brown. I'm not saying Jaylen Brown is the same. I personally think he is, but there are much people who would say that Dylan Brooks is a little bit more of a tenacious defender. If Jaylen Brown went out there and started playing people 94 feet, people are going to be like, yo, JB, you got to chill out.
I would love that.
Yeah,
with the player that Jaylen Brown is the defender that he is.
The offense. Think about the Pro Bowl. They didn't want to see Ray Lewis take somebody's head off.
Well,
sure did.
I was gonna say that might be. I think a lot of people did. I think when Sean Taylor hit the hell out of that punter.
ST was different, boy.
What?
That was my homie's favorite play. I remember when he passed, my boy like damn near shed a tear.
Yeah, tragic. But I mean, like guys like that who gave it didn't matter what game it was. He was playing 100%. And so I don't know. Like I would love to see something different. Yeah. I just don't know who could bring that like extra fire to it. You know what I mean? So I think it's going to be Wemby this year. Because I believe, like when you look at the Americans, we don't have very many centers. You got Bam, you got Jalen Duren, you got Chet, you got Embiid. You got Embiid, but I don't know if he's healthy. And that would be interesting too, because Embiid gave Wemby what 50? Was it 50 something points? 70. 70.
Damn, my apologies, Embiid. So that would be
70.
Again, I think Wemby's gonna have to take this personal. When you look at the people out there, he hasn't been in an All-Star game before. SGA's been there, Luka's been there, all these guys have been there before. I think it's gonna be Wemby taking it personal and saying, yo, I want this MVP.
All right. Let's move on to the final segment of tonight's episode. The NBA All-Star reserves will be chosen or will be released on Sunday on Inside the NBA, now on ESPN. I want to do a little exercise here. I want us to draft. Now, here's how it's going to work, though. We're going to draft who we think should be the All-Star reserves on the West and on the East. We can pick the same players. We can pick, this isn't like, you pick one player and now they're off the board. No, it's just whoever you think should and will make it into the All-Star game for the reserves. Now, do you guys want to start in the East or do you want to start in the West?
Start in the West.
Start in the West? Okay. So here are the West All-Star starters. You have Luka Doncic. You have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. You have Stephen Curry. You have Victor Wembanyama. And you have Nikola Jokic. Those are your All-Star starters for the West. Now, who wants to go first out of their picks?
I mean, I don't really think it matters because I think we're all going to have the same unanimous first pick. it's gonna be Anthony Edwards, who probably should have been a starter over Steph
Probably.
anyway.
Probably.
No, yeah, I know all of us think that he should have, but again, there's this entertainment factor, and when it comes to entertainment, there's not a whole lot who do it better than Steph, and that's why he's the starter.
I seen
Yep.
what he have? What he had 10 threes earlier this year?
Oh, he did, but that should be the unanimous first pick.
Okay. So, well, we'll go like that. So, D'Lo says Ant. Tone is your first pick going to be Ant also?
Yeah, definitely. I thought it should.
And I will also say Anthony Edwards, unfortunately. D'Lo, it is circled back around to you.
Next pick, I think, is also simple guy, just based off of name value and the fact that a lot of people will vote him in anyway. It's Kevin Durant.
Yep. Tone?
Yeah, I guess D'Lo's seen my list.
And I guess both of you saw mine. So, yes, my next pick would also be Kevin Durant. He absolutely deserves to be an all-star this year. Okay, after KD, who's next, D'Lo?
Shake it up a little bit.
Maye, you guys will probably also have him, maybe. My next pick is Jamal Murray.
Ooh, Buster. Oh,
Yeah.
keep your eyes on it, man.
And listen,
Put the folders up.
listen, I think that Jamal Murray should have been an all-star already, but it hasn't just worked out because of the amount of guards in the West. But now that the Nuggets survived this period without Jokic, and primarily because of Jamal Murray, I think it's a no-brainer that he gets in. And if he doesn't, it's going to be blasphemous.
I completely agree. He's got his team in third in the West. I think they're fourth in the NBA totally. And like you said, Jokic has been out the past 12 games or something like that. And Jamal Murray's he's been carrying. He's balling, man. He was balling even when Jokic was there. So he just kept it up, kept it consistent, and he's having a heck of a year.
My next pick is going to be not Jamal Murray. My next pick is going to be Danny Avdija. Danny Avdija of the Portland Trailblazers, who is having a career year. He's averaging 26.7 rebounds and 7 assists. He has been one of the most consistent players in the West the entire year. Once again, he has made a humongous jump from last year to this year. And I think he absolutely deserves to be an all-star. Now, it's not like the Trailblazers are very good. It's not like he's carrying them to, a bunch of wins or anything. But him individually is having a fantastic year and a fantastic first half of the NBA season. And I think he absolutely deserves to be an all-star. So that's my next pick. I'm taking Danny Avdija.
You stand alone over there, man. You stand alone on that mountain.
You do.
Wow.
My next pick is going to be Chet. Again, they're the best team in the West. He's been their second best player because
that's crazy.
J-Dub has been out a majority of the year. And he's been really great. Obviously defensively, but he's shooting the three ball at a really good clip, 38%. And he's shooting 66% from the field. So, I mean, I think that this one is also probably a no-brainer for me. He's been fantastic.
Okay, so Chet Holmgren is D'Lo's next pick. Tone?
Yeah, I think I mistakenly said his name during my Wemby argument. Although used that to an advantage.
So you're also choosing Chet?
Yes.
My next pick is another guard, and he just happens to play for my Phoenix Suns. Devin Booker is my next pick. Devin Booker has had a very good year. He's helped lead the Suns to a very good start to the season. 10 games over 500. He's only missed 5 games this year. He's still averaging 25 points a game. He's playing much better defense this season than he has in the past. And again, he's a winning basketball player, and I think he's showing that right now. And once again, he's one of the best 2 guards in the league. You know, whether you have Anthony Edwards.
What right now? Sorry,
huh?
I mean, you said what he's doing. What right now?
What do you mean?
What is he doing right now?
He's not playing. He's hurt.
Oh, you just said he's a winning player and he's doing that right now. It's quote unquote is what you said.
Okay, you are taking that very literal. You're taking that very okay. Oh my, Tone, you ain't no good. You can't give none of my guys credit. It's okay. That's all right. D-Lo, who you got, bro?
My next pick is going to be Kawhi Leonard.
Dog, there's no way. Oh, you're out of pocket.
They started off the year really slow, and I know we had that conversation where the Thunder were kind of in like the supreme position where they were number 1 in the West, which they still are, but they had lost, a lot less games than they have now. And the Clippers were at the bottom. And over their last, I think, like 16 games, 17 games, they're 14-3. And Kawhi is averaging a career high 28 points per game right now. And it's kind of willed them back into play-in contention. So, I'm going to go Kawhi.
Okay. Tone, who you got?
I got the claw, man.
Goodness gracious. I'm gonna take a big. He plays for the Houston Rockets. I'm taking Alperen Sengun. Alperen Sengun has been a leader on that team all year. Whenever he's been on the basketball court, but when he has been on the basketball court, he's been very good and helping that team get to a very good record. So, Alperen Sengun is my next pick. All right, let me see. We have
how many more picks? We got 2, right?
All right.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, we all have 5, and we have 2 more picks. Yep.
Well, thanks for stealing my next pick, Jamal, because they are going to need another big. My next pick was also going to be Alperen Sengun.
Tone.
I think I said this already, and that's why Low knows like all.
This is insane. Sengun is your next pick too, Tone?
Yeah, like I don't even know what else to do, man.
Dude, I studied off of your exam before we took the test.
That is insane. So we are at. I have to pick my.
You know, my next pick, I'm really gonna be upset. Man, the next one is a tricky one. But again,
it is. It is, and my next pick is gonna be Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray, he's had a very good year. He's held it down while Nikola Jokic is out. So I'll go Jamal Murray. So we all have 1 more pick.
Are we sure it's 1? Because I thought it was 3 teams of 8.
Well, I think it's there's in terms of the reserves, it's 7. It's 7 reserves for both sides.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yep, you're right. 10, yeah, 5 and 5, 10. Yeah, my bad.
Now, let me preface this by starting off by saying this last spot should be taken by either Denny Advia or Devin Booker, in my opinion. That's where it should go. However, I think this last spot goes to LeBron.
Look at you later, man.
Now, listen, especially if this is his last year, obviously nothing has been confirmed. He might go another year. We don't know, but we have to only go off of the speculation that maybe this is the last time we'll see him play. And so, in that sense, I feel like it's more obligated that LeBron is here rather than he deserves it. So that's my last pick.
Tone, it sounds like you had that same last pick.
Yeah. Although I will say, I feel like Braun does deserve it. He's 40 plus years old. He's averaging 20 plus points. He has had some standout games. He's had a couple standout games. He's had some mediocre ones as well, but he's had some standout games. And as a collective, that team is what, top six? Yeah,
I think they're
so yeah, I think Braun is deserving.
Let me just preface this by saying I did cheat off of Tone before we made our picks. I went a perfect 7 for 7.
That is insane. Also, screw you guys. I don't care what you say. I don't give a damn. You can think of however you want to. Dylan Brooks is my last pick. Dylan Brooks has been. Yep, that's okay. You could go wherever you please. Dylan Brooks should be an all-star this year. He's been consistent. He is playing the best basketball of his career by far. He is a two-way basketball player. Tony, you love two-way basketball players, so I don't know why you don't give him no love, but it's okay. He played for the Suns. He is averaging over 20 points. He has helped this team get to where they are. He is a big reason why this turnaround for the Phoenix Suns has gotten to where it is. They are 10 games over 500, and they are up by 20 right now against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Dylan Brooks is a big reason and a big part of that. He just had 40 points last night. Give me Dylan Brooks.
Shout out, Kev.
Yeah, shout out to the Cleveland Cavaliers where, I said that they were pretty bad, and now they're pretty bad. So
yeah. No, they're actually
shout out to me for being a hater because my hating proves correct.
Oh, it's glorious. Well, the Suns are up 97-79 going into the fourth quarter, and it's fantastic. And Dylan Brooks, speaking of which, has 27 points. Suck on that, Tone.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yep.
No, ain't my fault. He's the real DB now.
Nah, he could be DB. Don't nobody know Devin Booker. Don't nobody know Devin Booker is DB.
Pretty soon they're gonna be like, hold on.
Hey,
we need to get rid of the star and get some pieces.
He could be DB. Devin Booker is Book. He's not DB. Devin Booker is Book.
He's gonna be in California in a minute.
Yeah, ain't nobody going to California. Hey, Dylan Brooks can even acknowledge that's the real all-star dog. Okay. Now, did neither of y'all put Devin Booker on y'all list? Y'all ain't no good.
Hey, I said a preface. I said that this should go to Denny or D Book. I just want to say that. I did say that.
But this is your list.
Yep, and my list will be correct.
Yeah, he copied the right list.
Yeah. What was your reasoning for not putting Devin Booker on the list? Tom?
Okay, our list will be correct.
Brooks is in the Dylan, whatever you want to call him. Devin Booker's in the play-in. I like some type of team success as well. Sorry, brother.
That's that. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my goodness gracious. That okay. Tone just hates the Suns for whatever reason, but it's okay.
I just gave Dylan Brooks all type of flowers. What do you want me to do? They're in the play-in.
You laughed.
Moving on to the East.
I don't think anybody got picked in the play-in.
Kawhi's in the play-in.
That is one. But he's averaging more than both the players that you say.
Well, I'm just saying. No. Keep it consistent.
I did. That's my reason.
We did.
You hater.
My bad. Hater. And I told you that DB was supposed to be averaging 30 this year. He ain't doing it.
No, he's not averaging 30, but he's winning is what he's doing.
Can be argued.
What can be okay? Okay, this is on purpose.
Shout out for 10 and 10 rage bait.
He's rage baiting. He's doing this on purpose.
Why? Isn't he hurt?
The Celtics have one more win than the Suns do.
Yeah, we don't have a star player out.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You guys just have an all-star starter.
the most scored in an All-Star game ever. The history of All-Star games.
But you guys are winning though, right?
Nah, we actually just lost. Oh, we won today though. We won today.
So you guys are okay. Yeah, I'm gonna throw my laptop and it's gonna hit you in your noggin from my house. That's what I'm gonna do. Anyways,
Moving on.
We're first in the East right now. The way we've been playing, we lost some crucial games that we should have won.
the Suns would be third in the East right now if they were in the Eastern Conference. I'll just put that into perspective.
Well, too bad that's not a fact.
Anyways, the Eastern Conference All-Star starters before
Is he going to be back before the All-Star game?
Yeah, he'll be back. He'll be back next week.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I thought he was going to be out.
No, he'll be back. Yeah, it's like a week injury. He'll be back next week. He'll be fine. He is my king. He is my Lord and Savior. Anyways, the Eastern Conference All-Star starters. You have Jalen Brunson, Cade Cunningham, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Tyrese Maxey. The Eastern Conference are going with 4 All-Star starters, and they are going.
I think you missing somebody.
And Jalen Brown.
Oh, there he goes.
And yeah, whatever. Jalen Brown is a starter, whatever.
My bad. You said his name wrong. MVP.
No, definitely not that. Did SGA retire?
Yeah, them boys look like they ready to be had.
And still have. That is also insane. That is that not insane? Okay. Anyways, okay. So those are the starters. D'Lo, your first All-Star reserve is.
I'm gonna go with the only guy in the East that I think is like the most locked, and it's Donovan Mitchell. The Cavs might be really bad, but he's averaging a career high 29, and he's shooting really good percentages from everywhere on the floor. And he's only second in total threes this year behind Steph, just to put that into perspective. So, yeah, I think in terms of reserves, he's probably the most qualified for a lock.
I just want to put something else in perspective. I'm trying to figure out why I'm here. If we're going to let D'Lo just copy off my paper, what am I doing here?
Hating on the Suns, what you're doing.
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty good at that.
Yeah, you are. You old bastard. Anyways. Yeah, I'm also gonna say Donovan Mitchell. He has been very good this year. The team success has not exactly been there. But for the little team success that he has had, Donovan Mitchell should make the All-Star game. D'Lo, back to you.
This is where it gets tough. I think my second pick will probably be Jalen Duren.
Goodness.
Second best player on the best team in the East. He's been great on both sides of the ball. That's my pick.
I don't even know why I said anything. I mentioned him, and now, this is not fair, man.
You know, this hasn't been a very good start to my list, too, because I was also the second guy I had. So,
Awesome.
Jalen Duren.
On to the third.
Awesome.
D'Lo, circles back to you, buddy.
Well, then I'm going to go with the other Jalen in the East. I'll go Jalen Johnson to make his first All-Star game appearance. He's close to averaging a 23-point triple-double, 23, 10, and 8. He's the reason the Hawks are competitive. He's shooting better from the three-point line this year. Yeah, I think he'll make his first one. And Jamal, over to you. Yeah, because
I was telling you, need a second.
I was just waiting for D'Lo to mess up, because this one happens to be a different type of player, man. And I will say he's not having his career year, but as a team, he is contributing. and they've stepped it up. And I will say that he hasn't played defense well, but offensively, he is playing his role. And he stepped it up in rebounds this year. Karl Anthony Towns.
Wow, that is the first time I've ever heard Tone say anything nice about Karl Anthony Towns.
At the beginning of the season, I said that I thought Karl Anthony Towns was going to have a breakout year. I thought he was going to have a breakout year, honestly, but he hasn't had that. But again, where they lack is usually rebounds starting. It's usually they have to bring in Robinson to rebound. He's averaging 11 right now, and he's still getting his 20 points. So I think Cat is deserving. And they're second in the East.
My third pick in the Eastern Conference is going to be Scotty Barnes. Scotty Barnes is having a very good season. He's averaging 19 points on 8 rebounds and just about 6 assists and a steal and a block and almost 2 blocks. He's played very well. He's leading his team to a top 5 seed in the East. They're 29-21. They're winning a lot of games, and he has a big part in doing that. So Scotty Barnes is my third pick. D'Lo, it is circled back around to you.
Yeah, that was my next pick. And I want to preface the defensive end because he's leading the league in stocks.
Yeah.
So just to show you how good Scotty Barnes has been, I wish that he would still take the offensive jump because I feel like he's hovered around 18 or 19 for all of his years in the league. And especially from the 3-point line, I wish that he would improve there. But he's still been fantastic, and the Raptors are playing good basketball this year, so I don't see why he wouldn't make his first.
Mr. Tone.
Yeah, this one is kind of tricky for me. I don't know if there's a limit on games that you have to play to be an all-star.
I don't think so.
And if there's not, I'm going to have to take Joel Embiid because he's still doing numbers. 25-7. Philly is climbing. And then I'm just going to add that I think he's still the best center in the East when healthy.
I agree with Joel Embiid. It's not my pick, but I do agree with Joel Embiid. I think he's a top 5 player in the NBA when he's healthy. I think he's that good. My next pick, though, will be Jalen Johnson, the Atlanta Hawks. He's played some very good basketball this year. Again, they're not the most winningest team in the league, but he's made that jump. And with the Eastern Conference being the way it is, he's done what he can to help the Hawks. And what he can do is led them to a 24-26 record, a much better record than what they should have. So Jalen Johnson is my next pick.
How many is that? Is that 5?
That is 4.
4?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad the All-Star game isn't based off of how good your team is, because if it was, this guy wouldn't be on my list. But I'm going to take Pascal Siakam. Again, the Pacers are really, really bad without Tyrese Halliburton. But Pascal Siakam is still the same player he was. He's averaging 24. He's shooting 48% from the field and 39% from 3. He's just trying his best to keep the Pacers competitive. And obviously the team around him just is not what it is without Hallie, but he's still been really, really good this year. And so I'm gonna give him that nod.
Tom?
This one is where I'm breaking my own rules. I typically do not pick a player whose team isn't in the playoffs. Just because I feel like team success has got to have something to do with it. You're really playing well when your team is winning. This player is not having that. But his name is Giannis Antetokounmpo, and he's can't not be an all-star. He has to be an
Who?
all-star.
Oh,
Giannis.
he's a
He's
starter.
starting.
Oh, he is starting? My bad.
He is.
Oh yeah. See, here we go. Here
It's
we
past his
go.
bedtime. It's past his bedtime. It's fine.
Well, in that case, I'm taking Derek White.
When he follows it up with that, oh my god!
Hold on. You're going to take Scotty Barnes, who's averaging 18, and I can't take Derek White, who's averaging 17, and is leading the league in blocks as a guard?
Who's the better player, Tom?
I can't tell. You tell me who's the better player.
Scotty Barnes.
So why he playing with BI and they actually have their entire team. No one's hurt on their team. And what place are they in? They're in 5th. Derek White has let this team score several times. He's one of
breathe.
huh?
I gotta breathe.
He
I'm
leads the league in blocks for a guard. He's top 5 in blocks, period.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I think he's got a good case this year, but it's just the fact that you followed up a pick of Giannis with Derek White. That's what baffled me a little bit.
I went right back to my rules. The
No,
Celtics
it
are
baffled me a
3.
little bit.
The Celtics are top 3 in the East, and he's their second leading scorer.
Oh no, I understand the logic. It's just that you were going with like a bigger guy, and so I thought you were going to stay with a big guy, but then you went to Derek
I don't
White.
know why I didn't remember that Giannis wasn't. Well, I mean, when I look at big names in the East, we pretty much taking all of them. So I mean, I guess I could go with. I'm not gonna say the names, but
Yeah, Tony, you already know I'm looking. I'm cheating.
yeah. I mean, there's 1 or 2 other names, but yeah, I'm gonna go with my guy. I get to be biased. This man put Dylan Brooks on his list, and he's over here shaking his head.
Who's had a better year than Derek White. It's not really too comparable, but okay.
What's the big difference? How many blocks does he have this season?
Dylan Brooks?
For a defensive guy. Yeah, for a defensive guy, how many blocks he got this season?
I don't. You tell me.
Yeah, he ain't top 5. Yeah, you go ahead and laugh. Laugh that one off.
I am gonna laugh. I am gonna laugh.
Because we
Not the joke.
2 ways.
I laugh at jokes.
That ain't joke. That's serious.
I couldn't. You could have fooled me.
Facts.
You could have fooled me, brother.
Ain't no fool. That boy.
I ain't call you a fool. I said you could have fooled me.
But I'm not. I'm just speaking.
I couldn't tell.
I ain't.
I couldn't tell.
Let's go check this.
Derek White have a 40-point game this year and hold the other and hold the best player on the other team
He and Peyton Pritchard both have 40.
For real? Did he hold? What Cade Cunningham do to him?
I don't know. Don't matter. We beat them too.
We beat them too. What Cade Cunningham do to Derek White?
It wasn't him guarding him. It was Jaylen Brown.
I know somebody. I know somebody who had 40 and was also guarding Cade Cunningham. I ain't gonna say names.
I just said Jaylen Brown did that, but we beat them. Jaylen Brown said he wanted to guard Cade. We beat
missed the game-winning shot.
Okay.
Derek White. Hey, listen, and you missing your best player. We were missing our 2 best players.
Yeah, great story. We still in 3rd, and y'all are in the play.
Hey, but Dylan Brooks. I might even take Dylan Brooks. It's better in terms of 2-way.
Averages 0.2 blocks a game,
and guards the best player every night because the best player can't get up a shot. How you gonna block a player that can't get up a shot? How you gonna block a player that can't get up a shot?
Move on, bro.
Just saying, bro. Anyways, where was I at? Oh, Karl Anthony Towns is my next pick. Karl Anthony Towns. Sorry, I probably should have said like Jordan Walsh. But
he's on the best team in the East.
I'm gonna go and also be a little bit biased. I think Norman Powell has finally earned his recognition, and should be an All Star this year. Mm, the team 24 points. We've fallen off quite a bit, but he's still been really consistent. Mm, So I just think that he should get a nod.
So
Although I do like what Scotty Bronson brought to the table this year, I'm gonna have to go with Bi.
I gotta put these names in. D-Lo, I'm glad you said Norman Powell because that's actually my next pick. My next pick is Norman Powell. He deserves to be an All-Star last year, and he's carried what he did last season over to this season with the Miami Heat. And he's had a very, very good season so far. Again, the team success isn't where it should be, but he's only had so much help to get it to where they are right now. So Norman Powell is my next pick.
And this is where it kind of falls off a cliff because I feel like I need another guard. There's not really a whole lot out there. Um, Obviously, I gave a nod to Derek White, but I just don't think that he has the name value, which honestly sucks because he's playing really good basketball. But I think a guy like LaMelo might get in. And that's where I'm going to go with my next pick. Because, again, the NBA just needs entertainment, and who in the league is more entertaining and flashy on a court than LaMelo?
LaMelo's only averaging 19 points.
Mm-hmm.
What the world?
Yeah. But I think that he also has the fan voting to potentially push him over some of the other guys.
Yeah.
So while I don't think that he would be my default go-to pick, I think that he's got enough backing him to where if he did get in, I wouldn't be shocked.
I actually agree. We got one more pick.
This is the last one.
This pick.
Yeah, it's nasty work, and again, I gotta break my rule book. This one is going to a guy who's finally got a chance to stand on his own too. He was on a championship team where he was in a system and he couldn't be as dynamic as he has been this year. And that's MPJ, man. He's been a walking bucket all year. He's on one of the crappiest teams in the East. But he's actually found a way to win a couple games. And I would just pick him because in the East, there's not very much more to offer. I already picked my guards. Yeah.
What defense you play?
No.
Oh, okay. Just want to double check. Yeah, this is tough. I thought about MPJ.
But he is
I
averaging
really struggle with this.
Dylan Brooks. Just want to add that.
He what?
He's averaging more blocks than Dylan Brooks and steals.
That's okay. I watch the tape. I don't. Hey, just because I actually watch the games, it's okay. Just because somebody averaged somebody more steal. Yeah, hey, you was my whole argument. I'll be quick. My whole argument was, oh, Luka don't play no defense. Luka don't play. Yet Luka averaged more steals than anybody else in that NBA Finals run. But you told me stop looking at the stats. So it's okay. You can keep looking at the stats, and I'll watch the games. Ain't got a problem with that.
You could watch the games when your computer isn't crashing.
That is true. So I love the games I have to watch on my TV. But when the game's on the computer, that's where I struggle. My last pick is going. What?
Shout out to the Green Team for winning that series.
I'll make that joke off the air. That was gonna be crazy. My last pick. This is tough, man. I honestly thought about MPJ, but I mean he's on a 12-win team, which is it's tough for me to put him in. But I guess I don't really have too many more options. You know what? I'm gonna go Franz Wagner.
Cow.
Franz Wagner. He's his team isn't where they again. He's another one of those teams where he's not where he wants to be, but he's had a very good year and he's been able to keep his team around contention. So my last pick will be Franz Wagner. Okay, so now that our picks are done, hold on, let me see. So in the West, I'll go everybody. I'll just name everybody's list off. In the West, we have I have Anthony Edwards, Kevin Durant, Danny Avdia, Devin Booker, Alperen Şengün, Jamal Murray, and Dylan Brooks. Tone has Anthony Edwards, Kevin Durant, actually Tone and D'Lo. I'll just read both of their lists off, so they got the same one. Tone and D'Lo both have Anthony Edwards, Kevin Durant, Jamal Murray, Chet Holmgren, Kawhi Leonard, Alperen Şengün, and LeBron James. In the East, I have Donovan Mitchell, Jalen Duren, Scotty Barnes, Jalen Johnson, Karl Anthony Towns, Norman Powell, and Franz Wagner. Tone has Donovan Mitchell, Jalen Duren, Karl Anthony Towns, Joel Embiid, Derek White, Brandon Ingram, and Michael Porter Jr. And D'Lo has Donovan Mitchell, Jalen Duren, Jalen Johnson, Scotty Barnes, Pascal Siakam, Norman Powell, and LaMelo Ball. Let us know what you guys think of our All-Star reserves. I'm actually going to make a graphic and post it on social media.
Real quick, Mo, you know that Apollo played more games for Orlando and is averaging like 0.1 less than Franz, right? He played 36 games and Franz has only played 26.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think Paulo's been. I don't think Paulo's been that good this year.
But he's averaging 0.1 less points, 3 more rebounds, and 2 more assists.
What?
I'm just asking. What is he doing bad in comparison to Franz?
I'm not saying he's doing anything bad. The expectation I had for Paulo, and again, the expectation I had for Paulo is not where it's at right now. And I just think, and I think Franz is better on the defensive end of that team. Now, Desmond Bane is also another guy I wanted to pick, but he has not played he's also not lived up to the expectation I personally had for him this year. And so I feel like the Magic has played well enough where they could get somebody to represent them in the All-Star game. And I kind of like Franz a little bit better. Now, Paulo has played more games. I mean, I guess you could go either way, but I like Franz a little bit better. I think what he brings to the table right now at this very moment. I think Paulo's a better player, but at this very moment, Franz has brought more to the table than Paulo Banchero has this season. So that is going. Why do I keep freezing? Anyways, that's going to end this episode of Gumball Sports Machine. Some of us are right, some of us are wrong, some of us are very wrong. I'm not going to point any fingers, but hold on.
That's the wrong way.
Failing my list.
Why are you pointing at me? What did I say wrong?
Dylan Brooks.
Yes, absolutely. You haters. It's okay. That's okay. And hold on. You know what? Real quick, how much did Dylan Brooks have tonight? Yeah, it's just
72.
He's up by. He has what? 32.
He said 72.
Oh, my bad.
He's got 82. He broke Kobe's record.
It's 27. Just 27. 2 steals, 9 of 14 from the field. Dylan Brooks, what a great guy. Plus 24, plus minus. What a great guy. Anyways, that's what I'm going to close out. I'm going to close out the show on positivity. Like what I did there? I know you did. Look at my beautiful face. Anyways, thank you all for watching. As always, if nobody else is going to tell you, I love you. Yeah, you matter. You be grateful. You woke up this morning. I really need to watch a script. I need to really come up with a script for this. I kind of just freeball it a lot. But like I said, you matter. I love you. You are amazing. Be grateful and take every day as if it was your last and live your life the way that you should want to. I feel like it changes all the time. For the OG, my dog, my boy, the generalizer Tone. For David D'Lo, aka co-host D'Lo, my dog. And for yours truly, Gumball, aka Jamal Gumo. Yeah, what?
Mr. You
said aka Flip Sayless.
Oh, Flip Sayless. Yes. And Tone, what'd you call me? You know Gumo?
You know Gumo.
Oh, I like it. It rhymes too. Oh, maybe my little bit.
Mr. Gumo, who put Dylan Brooks in the All-Star game.
Damn right I did.
You
deserve to be in
know
that team.
Gumo.
Damn
See
right
how
I
that
did.
turns out.
And that got pissed
Damn
at me
right.
when I put Derek White.
Derek White, yeah.
Nah, you damn right I did, and I'm standing.
See,
Hey,
I
what,
might
hey,
have
how
been.
you say? How you say this? How you say it? How you say it in sign language?
Stand business, I believe, something like that.
I did it right. You did it wrong, Tone. Anyways,
My bias pick at least has a chance. You know what I mean?
it's nice to be important. It's much important to be nice. We'll be back on Tuesday night.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Could not have said it better. We'll see you next week. We love you, and Dylan Brooks is the GOAT.